Oh, it's so good. It's dripping. This is so good. Holy cow. Hey everyone, I'm Dave and welcome back to the AI Kitchen. Yes, I have a name for my kitchen. I call it the AI Kitchen because I get my recipes off AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. I don't normally talk this fast. I just had some Mountain Dew. Anyways, slowing down a little bit. What I normally do is I ask ChatGPT to create a recipe. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not a professional cook, no professional training or anything like that. And I'm not one of those super fast channels that shows you all the cooking steps really, really fast. This is just hang out with Dave, cook with Dave. That's why the channel is called Cooking with Dave. But today, we're gonna be making ultimate low-carb elevated crack burgers. So crack burgers are trending everywhere right now. Everyone's making them. They're already kind of low carb, but you know, with a little extra consideration, we can make them more low carb and also just as delicious. And if you don't want them low carb, you know, honestly, just use higher carb stuff. That's fine. But you're not really gonna notice the difference in this type of meal, except for maybe in the bun. If you wanna use like a brioche bun instead of a low carb bun, that might take it up a level if you're not on a low carb diet. But this thing is gonna be delicious no matter what, so let's get right into it. We're elevating the crack burger. Not every crack burger recipe has things like a garlic aioli sauce, which we are gonna add to ours. We're also gonna use fancy aged cheddar, you know, to elevate it a little bit more. So we're gonna do a little of the prep work first, and the original prep work, or the initial prep work is gonna be to get some cheese ready. And we just want some shredded aged sharp cheddar. They might sell this pre-shredded in a bag. I couldn't find it at Wally World, so I figured I would just, you know, shred it myself. A big boy. I don't know why that made me think about going to a drive-in movie. I think if I ever was independently wealthy, I'd open a drive-in theater. What do you think of that, Tina? She's like, I don't wanna help run it. She's like, not on my property. I don't know, I used to love the drive-in, and they're so far away from me now, it makes me a little sad.
You would also open a theme park.
Yeah, I would open a theme park, a candy shop. I would like to own a candy shop. Movie theater, normal movie theater. But yeah, there's already a lot of videos out there with the standard crack burger, and it looks awesome. I want to try it, but I was like, you know, if I'm gonna try it, let's get ChatGPT to elevate it and try it at an even higher level. So I've talked about it before. I'm not opposed to taking shortcuts, and a lot of you guys keep telling me to try pre-minced garlic instead of chopping it. So we're gonna do it. That's probably 2 cloves worth. Our garlic aioli calls for 2 cloves of garlic. I just kind of estimated about what 2 cloves would be in the pre-minced stuff, but obviously you just take 2 and chop them up. That's what I'd normally do, but you guys keep telling me to try this, so I'm gonna try this. My mayo was in the fridge. Are you supposed to refrigerate mayo? It's not a reduced calorie food. Refrigerate after opening. 0 carbs. You just eat mayo on your keto diet. I used to hate mayo as a kid. You know, my palate has been refined and I like it now. There's those things you decide as a kid that you hate, and then as you become an adult, you realize that you like them. With mayo, I was tricked. I went to Amsterdam, and they have fry stands all over the place, like little fry stands, and they have fry sauce that they sell with it. And I remember sitting there eating the fry sauce and telling my friend, oh my gosh, this stuff is so good, you gotta try it. He's like, bro, that's mayo. And I'm like, I hate mayo, it can't be mayo. He's like, go ask him, and I'm like, you know, excuse me, what is this fry sauce made out of? And they're like, mayonnaise? And I'm like, oh. So of course that was the day I realized I like mayonnaise. Oh, I'm out of lemon juice. I'm gonna have to do this the old fashioned way, you know, with an actual lemon. You need a teaspoon of lemon juice. We're making a garlic aioli for the top of the burgers, and it's gonna be delicious. So let me get, where can I do this? I just realized some of my lights were turned off behind me. Hopefully that doesn't make the video look bad. Oh, get in the hole, you stuff. All right, so you want 1 teaspoon. It's all on my paper plate. Yeah, beautiful. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Clean up my mess because I'm a very fancy boy. A little salt and pepper in there. Dash of salt, dash of pepper. Mix that up with the garlic and everything else. And then we're gonna have a nice garlic aioli. Aioli, it sounds Italian. Is aioli an Italian word? That's the question of the day. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. Okay, so now let's get on to actually making the burgers. Now this calls for 1.5 pounds of ground chuck, preferably 80-20. That's always good for burgers, 80-20. This is, how much? 2 1/4, and I need 1.5 pounds. So, I don't know, like that much? Probably about 1 pound. I'll throw a little more for good measure. Good measure, and I'm measuring. Now, some people were mad at me for not explaining in my latest Marry Me Fajita video why it was called Marry Me. That's just, it's a play on a dish called Marry Me Chicken. And so I just called it Marry Me Fajitas because it had the same flavor profiles, and that's what I asked ChatGPT to make. It's like a Tuscan style. So you want to add 3 tablespoons of sour cream to the ground beef. This is interesting. That's a 1.5 tablespoon measure, because why not just use weird off-size measuring spoons? I like to keep you guessing, guys. We then want to add 2 tablespoons of ranch dressing mix. It's interesting. I'm on board. I cannot find my 1 tablespoon measuring spoon anywhere. You need 2 tablespoons of ranch dressing. Oh, ranch dressing mix, which also has 0 carbohydrates. So like this is my like little tablespoon, 1, 2. I'm making it work, guys. Add that in there, even without my tablespoon measuring thing. It then calls for a 1/3 cup of crumbled bacon. Can I just do it like that? I cooked this bacon yesterday, not actually for this recipe, just because I was hungry for bacon. But when I looked in the fridge and was about to pull out the bacon to do this recipe, I was like, oh, I already have some bacon. I'm gonna make my life easier and just use the stuff I already cooked. Conservation. Crumble it up or chop it up, whatever you prefer. Just want a little bacon. 1/3 cup of bacon, chopped up. Gonna go into the patty mix as well. It's probably about that much. You don't want huge chunks because you don't want people choking on bacon while they're eating your burger. You just wanna get that bacony profile. 1/3 cup, is that enough? Do I need to do a little more? All right, let's do the rest here on the table. All right, 1/3 cup of bacon goes into the mix with everything else. If you don't have bacon, you could skip that step or you could cook some up. It's always fun because then you can eat some bacon. We're now gonna add a cup of the sharp cheddar into the patty mix, which is definitely interesting. I thought it would be like a topping, but it's not. 1, this is a 1/3 cup still. It's right here, it's convenient. 2 and 3. This is how we're cooking at home, guys. Any professional chef cringing right now, this is how us normal people cook. We don't go get another 1 cup measuring thing and use that. We just use the 1/3 3 times so we don't have to wash 2 dishes. Let's be real. We need a tablespoon of minced garlic. So I'm just gonna use the pre-minced garlic from the store. I know, it's cringeworthy and all, but it does the trick. A tablespoon of that, throw it in there, and a little dash for extra fun. Then we need a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, which I'm running out of. Hopefully I have a tablespoon worth. Now remember, Worcestershire sauce was like the secret ingredient at summer camp when I went. Add a little salt and pepper as well. Some pepper. I'm not measuring, I'm just guessing. Salt, I'm not gonna go direct. I'm gonna go hand to dish. And we gotta mix it up. Do I really wanna put my hands in it? I probably have to. Oh, you're also supposed to add chives. I don't think I got chives. I didn't, but it wouldn't really be a Dave cooking video if I hadn't forgotten an ingredient or 2, so it's all good. All right, so if you want, at this point, you could also add chopped up chives, and that would definitely add some deliciosity, is what we like to say here on the channel, to the recipe. So go ahead, mix this all together. Don't overmix because that can affect the burger negatively. We're not trying to make a meatloaf. We do wanna make sure the burger all the ingredients integrated well and mixed in together well. I think we're almost there, maybe like 2 more squeezes. But I remember at summer camp, Worcestershire sauce was a secret ingredient. They're like, oh, this is Bill's famous burgers. And I went and I watched him cook them. They were delicious, absolutely. But I went and watched him cook them, and all he did is once he put the patty down, he'd pour some Worcestershire sauce all over each one. Works hard. All right, that's good. I'm happy with that. So it says to divide this into 4 equal patties. And of course, I'm sitting here thinking, man, I can get a lot more than 4 patties out of this, so I don't know. Let's see, 1. I might have used a little too much beef, maybe? Or, I mean, how big can the patties be? I'm gonna get 6 patties out of mine. Those are huge. Huge, enormous, I would say. This cookie sheet's not big enough, but let's turn them into patties. Patty mayonnaise. Here's a secret they never tell you, you know? Although ChatGPT did tell me this, but in general, first of all, burgers, when I've cooked them in the past, they kind of like blow up. They get fatter, like that. This cookie sheet's not big enough. Don't worry, I have 2. So what I've always done is put a little like fingerprint in the middle like that, and that helps them not turn into circles. So that would be my recommendation for you as well. Crack burgers, guys. Now, crack is bad. Crack is bad. We're using this in a, maybe it's offensive to call them a crack burger. If it is, I'm sorry. Because crack is dangerous. Do not do drugs. But I think they say that because it's addictive. I think that's why it's called that. They do that a lot. They do like crack chicken, crack chocolate bark for Christmas. Like it's a very common thing in cooking to call something a crack version. So the idea is that these burgers will be so good, you can't stop eating them. And you're all wondering, Dave, how are you gonna cook them? You're inside. Don't worry, I bought a gadget. I'm always buying gadgets here. Some people might say, Dave, did you only start a cooking channel so you have an excuse to buy gadgets? It's possible. Oh yeah. Dun, dun, dun. It's a big gadget. Uh-oh, I think there's a grease tray full of bacon grease from yesterday. All right, so my little fancy new, this is a Blackstone e-griddle. I actually like it better than my griddle outside, which isn't a Blackstone. But the reason is it's really easy to clean. It's like a non-stick surface, unlike those rolled steel ones that are a pain in the butt. If you want to toast your buns, do that first. And I usually like to just use some butter, put it on the griddle, and just plop them down for a couple seconds to heat them up. Now I'm using keto buns. You don't need to if you're not on keto. You can use like a brioche or something like that. These are supposed to be elevated crack burgers. So whatever feels elevated to you, just burnt my hand, all good. Whatever makes you happy. So we're just gonna put those on there, heat them up, and then our burgers come next. And I like to use paper plates because I don't have to do as many dishes. There's a recurring theme here, guys, and it is me not liking dishes. All right, in typical Dave Fail fashion, I didn't get any cheese because I thought that sharp cheddar, because I never read the instructions ahead of time, takes away a lot of the fun. But I thought that sharp cheddar, that aged cheddar we were using, was gonna be the cheese for the top of the burger, but it's actually saying to add a slice of cheese once done. These are nice and toasty. I'm gonna take them off. But you know what I do have? I do have some of this extra sharp cheddar, like pre-shredded. We can use that as a topping to try it with cheese on top. All right, so you wanna preheat your griddle. You can do it on the stovetop in a skillet if that's all you got. And then add your patties. I'm just now realizing my heat might be too high. I've got it on like 500, which is like what you'd cook a smash burger at. And these ain't smash burgers, so I don't wanna burn them. They smell really good. So we add our patties to the griddle and we cook them up. It says 4 to 5 minutes per side. All right, let's talk about my buns. Not like that, guys. The keto buns. These are 70 calories, 16 carbs, 13 fiber, which means 3 net carbs per bun. The actual beef itself has no carbs in the mayo, no carbs in the ranch. There's a little carb in the sour cream. 1 carb, basically, in the sour cream. So we're talking, if you don't have it with the bun, a couple carbs per burger. With the bun, maybe 5-6 carbs net with everything, which is not bad at all. Look at that, it's interesting, all like the grease coming around. Now, if you want to, you can slice up some tomatoes for your burger. You can slice up some onions. But yeah, I like this little e-grill. I recommend it. The cool thing is, it's way easier to clean up than the one I have outside. I can use it inside. I've been making bacon on it all the time and pancakes and stuff like that. I even made fajitas the other day, chicken fajitas on it. It's nice, I like it. And it's like less than 200 bucks. So not sponsored, but it is a good product. I like it. And I know some apartment complexes won't let you have like a gas-powered griddle, so this is kind of a nice compromise. I'll tell you, every time I own one of those steel-rolled Blackstones or whatever, the top gets all rusty because I'm not a very good cleaner, because it's hard to clean. This thing's easy to clean. I'm gonna flip these over. I don't know if they really needed it yet. Flip them over, look at the other side. And we're gonna let these ultimate crack burgers keep cooking for a few minutes, and we'll be back when they're closer to finish. Now, with burgers, technically the USDA says you wanna have like 160 degrees internal. Personally, I usually cook mine like medium rare, 140, 145. Depending on how skittish you are about undercooked meat, you might wanna go to 165, but for me, I'm gonna try to get these to around 140, 145, and then I'm calling them done, because that's how I like my burgers. Oh, the other cool thing about this Blackstone thingy is it does have a lid. I'm not using it right now, but it can actually sit on top and help you cook it. That kind of bake them a little bit though. Although honestly, baking burgers is not that bad. I've done it before where you like put seasoning on them, put them in the oven on like a wire rack. They come out pretty good that way too. There's no bad burgers, right? If you want, you could prep your bun a little bit. You could put some of that aioli onto the bun like that, which is what I'm gonna do. And you could also add your lettuce and tomato and onion if you're gonna add that to the bun. So it's ready to receive the patty once it's done. Look at that, the patties are way bigger than these buns. Yeah, it's probably because they're keto. So it's been a few minutes. I'm gonna flip these again. They look like they're getting pretty darn close. Yeah, they look good, they look good. I'm gonna get my little thermometer thingy. Always good to have one of those and see what it's at. We're showing 130, so we're really close to what I like it at. 138, 132. Side is kind of pink, I don't like that. Maybe I should like rotate these around if it's not cooking evenly. Look at all that fat, that's because it's 80-20 beef, you know? Oh, I noticed that ChatGPT had one more thing it was doing to elevate it. It has us using butter lettuce, and I did buy that. I forgot I bought it, but butter lettuce, never even heard of it, but it's a fancier lettuce. That's supposed to be better. I'll try it without the butter lettuce first, and then I'll add some. Could be good. I'm holding it randomly like some sort of weirdo because I just washed it, and I didn't wash the rest. It came in a package like this, and it says a living product, and it's still got like the root on it. Pretty weird. But yeah, the cleanup on this is really fast. I like it. 140, so this one's at like 140. This one's at 144. So these are pretty much done in my book. Again, you could leave them a little longer if you like yours at 160. But I'm gonna add some cheese to the top. Maybe I won't add it to all of them. I'll just add it to a few. I'll elevate. You could use American cheese. There's some carbs in American cheese, but it is really the best cheese for a burger, in my opinion. I don't know if this is gonna melt though. That's my only concern. Maybe now's where I put that lid on. Yeah, let's put this little lid on for a minute. See if we can get that to melt down. Let's take it off. I'm gonna say these are pretty much done at this point. That one could go a little longer. All right, while they continue to cook, let's try one because I'm too excited and I want to try it. I'm gonna go with this one. Pop it on the bun here. Oh my Lanta. Get a little lid for it. And we're gonna try the ultimate keto crack burger. Oh. Oh, it's so good. It's dripping. This is so good. Holy cow. That is crazy good. The ranch inside it is delicious. Let me turn that off. This is, I see why they call it a crack burger because it's so juicy and the ranch is incredible in it. The mayo, the garlic aioli, which is an addition we added. I don't think that's in the normal version, but it's really adding another layer to it. It's the best thing I've eaten all week. Like legit. It's the best thing I've eaten all week. And it's like 4 net carbs for the whole thing. Me casually eating a whole hamburger. All right, I'll stop. Oh wait, I gotta try the lettuce. I'll tell you if the lettuce is worth the money. And it's an excuse to eat more burger. All right, we got some lettuce on it. Adds a little like crunch to it. It's more of like a texture than a taste. Oh my gosh, those are so good. And I imagine with a brioche bun, they'd be even better, but honestly, those buns are good. What was the brand, Arnold or something? Those were great buns. I recommend those if you're on keto. If you're not on keto, just get normal buns. If you're not on keto, you could add some ketchup if you wanted, or barbecue sauce. That might improve it, I don't know. It's already really good with the aioli, which is a low-carb alternative to ketchup. Obviously, it doesn't taste like ketchup, but you get my point. It's a nice topping that adds without adding carbs. Delicious. You guys have to try this one. You don't need the fancy Blackstone thing. Just do it on a skillet on your stove. It's really easy to make, and you're gonna have a delicious dinner that impresses all your guests and your family, and so on and so forth. And if you wanna be low carb, you have that option too. Thank you guys for coming to the AI Kitchen. Make sure you subscribe. Check out all my other videos. It's not only low carb. I do a lot of low carb. I do a lot of not low carb, so just watch them all. Even if you don't wanna cook it, just watch it for fun, and that helps me, and I love you for that. All right, thank you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.